Yes, people, what is happening? Welcome back to Lily White Lane and welcome to a video discussing whether Dele Alli can turn around his career at Tottenham Hotspur and become the player he once was. But before we get into all of that good stuff, make sure if you're new here to smash that subscribe button. If you haven't already, smash that like button as well. Tap that notification bell so you'll be notified every single time we upload a video. Make sure to subscribe, as I say, and if you haven't subscribed yet, why haven't you subscribed yet? Go ahead and do it, as I say, all kinds of Spurs content. Without further ado, let's get right into this video. So, let's take a look at if Dele Alli can turn around his career at Tottenham Hotspur and become the player he once was, right? Let me cast your minds back to the year 2015. I believe it was 2015 when we did sign Dele Alli. Now, I was a lot younger then, but I remember going on a stadium tour of White Hart Lane a few seasons before they knocked it down and obviously built the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. The old White Hart Lane, obviously, as I say, the original one. But doing a stadium tour there, as I say, when we were about to sign Dele Alli, and the old man showed me on his phone that we're going to sign this promising young player, right? And knowing absolutely nothing about the transfer window, because when you're younger, obviously, you look up to the likes of Real Madrid and Barcelona, it was for me, and all the big players and that type of stuff. And Tottenham Hotspur, even if you are a Spurs fan, you can't enjoy the game as much as you can when you get older. So I just remember saying to this lady who was doing the tour that Dele Alli is going to be the best player at Tottenham Hotspur when we sign him. And she burst out laughing, and everyone else in the stadium tour burst out laughing. Not because they didn't think he was going to be class, but just because it was a young kid basically saying that this player is going to be the next big thing that, we barely know anything about, and is coming from a League One side. A League One team, right? So look, Dele Alli comes in from a League One side, MK Dons. People think, yes, he can be promising. He can be a good player, as I say. We can sell him on for maybe 10 to 15 million. Good youngster, as I say, can help out the team. Maybe he'll be, quite good, but he won't really reach the heights as, he won't reach the heights as what that young boy said on that stadium tour. How right was I, right? Because as soon as we signed Dele Alli, right, as soon as we brought him in back in 2015, up until the Champions League season, well, pretty much up until Mauricio Pochettino was sacked, he was one of our star players, one of our best players we had. As soon as we brought him in, we knew that this guy is an absolute class footballer. He knows how to play football. He had the skills to pay the bills, and he still does it now, right? Just little glimpses going to the Tottenham MK Dons friendly yesterday, as I say. And I'm sorry that I couldn't get the matchday vlog that I wanted to with the footage and everything, because my phone, I realised I accidentally powered it off in the first half, and I was struggling to get it back on, as I say. So I need to find a charger and all of that. So I'm sorry I couldn't get all of the content that I wanted to film yesterday, as I say, on that little vlog I did for the MK Dons game. I promise you if I do another one, it'll be much better. But back to the topic, right? Even yesterday's game, just going there and seeing him doing this little trick where he gets the ball and just just the softest Rabona you'll ever see. He takes the mick. He takes the mick. He's so good at what he does. He's so skillful. Such a talented player, as I say. And he's still a young player. He's still a young player, right? But look, we bring him in, as I say. People think he can be decent from 2015 up until 2019. He's one of our best players. He's one of the most skillful players you will ever see in your life. Scoring some fantastic goals. Contributing to so many goals. Getting loads of assists. Covering so much ground. He was an absolutely class player. An absolutely class player. And I absolutely love Dele Alli. Him and Harry Kane were my favourite players at Tottenham Hotspur. Basically when I was about 5 or 6 years old. Before I barely knew anything about football. But look. Dele Alli, as I say, absolute class player up until 2019. In comes Jose Mourinho. And since Jose's came in, he hasn't been the same player. He really hasn't been the same player, right? And part of that's due to him not getting the game time. He'd play, as I say, 1 week, he'd play a game, he'd put in a decent performance, and then he wouldn't play for another month, and then he'd play a game and he wouldn't put in the best performance. And then he wouldn't play for another few weeks, and then he put in a good performance. He'd only be playing every few weeks, and it wasn't like he was playing in any big games whatsoever. They were only Europa League games. I remember the one against Wolfsburg, which he performed well in. You know, it wasn't really barely any Premier League fixtures. I think he only got something like 3 or 4 starts in the Premier League last season, as I say. So look, he was not hitting the heights that he wanted to hit last season, as I say. And at the same time, changing his hairstyle like no one's business every few weeks. 1 minute he's got it like this with a little beard. The next he's looking like Rude Hullet, as I say. We don't know what's going on with his hairstyles. But look, to the point of this video, that's the story so far. What is the story next? What's going to happen on Dele Alli's journey? Well, can he turn it around at Tottenham Hotspur? Yes and no. If I had to choose one, I would say yes. And I'll give you reasons for why he may not turn it around and why he possibly could, as I say, become the player that he once was, scoring those fantastic and magnificent goals against the likes of Manchester United and Crystal Palace. So, Dele Alli, as I say, currently playing for Spurs, not getting many caps, as I say. It is pre-season, but he's played a few games and he's played quite well. He scored against Colchester, as I say. He scored yesterday once again. He bossed it yesterday. He was definitely man of the match. Now, I think that Dele Alli can hit the heights that he did years ago, but only if he gets to play consistently. He needs a run of games. He needs a run of games to get form. Now, even if he don't perform for the first few games, you have to stick with him for about 4 or 5 games in a row. If he doesn't perform in any of those, then you don't play him again in any big games in the season, in my opinion, unless someone gets injured. But look, you have to give him those run of games. And if he performs in those run of games, if he gets that game time he needs to, he can hit the heights, I believe. He can become that absolutely class player. But with every positive, there's a negative. If he doesn't get a run of games, if he stays too cocky and doesn't contribute, as I say, doesn't get man of the match performances when he comes back in. And the expectation for Dele Alli, is to get man of the match performances, is to run the show like he has in the friendly. So if he can't do that in the top tier of English football, then I don't think he's good enough anymore. I really don't. But look, whatever way it happens, if Dele Alli turns class again, you can keep him. Or the likes of Paratici now at the wheel, we can sell him for about 50 million and bring in maybe one class player or 2 really, really good players. So look, this has been your video, guys, giving you the story so far about Dele Alli and whether he can or can't turn it around at Tottenham Hotspur. Let me know if you guys think Dele Alli can hit the heights that he was I nearly said a few weeks ago, not a few weeks ago. The few weeks ago were the Euros, which he wasn't even at. So look, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Do you think Dele can reach the heights that he did, as I say, from 2015 to 2019? Thank you for watching this video. As I say, I just thought I'd bring you something different. Nevertheless, this has been your video. Thank you for watching. And as always, come on, you Spurs!